Stop gaslighting yourself. Are you saying phrases like this? I'm overthinking it. It's not a big deal. I'm just being too sensitive. I'm imagining things. This shouldn't bother me. I'm just being dramatic. Just get over it. Just be happy. We need to reclaim our experience here. What's going on is when we're triggered in relationship, it often brings up old wounds. And if you look at the word trauma, it means a turning of the wound. So that wound we thought was healed in relationship shows up in the presence of our partner. And it's really a mirror and reflection of what's going on in us. And we really do get to honor that the wound is turned, that it's bringing it up. And we want to honor that experience. But we also don't want to bleed on our partner or make it their responsibility to make us feel safe, which is control and manipulation. So we don't want to do that. But we can name our feeling or our experience. I'm experiencing this. I'm going through this. I'm feeling this. I'm noticing this in my body. And start to get curious about it. Why? Why are you feeling this? Where did that come from? When did you first have that experience in your life? And what is it bringing up now that's very familiar to that old wound that you had? And just be very gentle with yourself. Have some compassion. The word compassion means to be willing to suffer with another. But with self-compassion, what we're doing is being willing to suffer with those parts of ourselves that are struggling. So some of the things that you can do is you can use AI. I use AI daily to process my emotions and really be with what's going on. And I want to look at it. I created a tool called the mirror because I was having a hard time seeing where my wise self was showing up and where my adaptives were showing up. And my adaptive parts are very clever. They're all about survival. So they'll check in with my partner. They'll ask her if we're okay. They'll self-gaslight for survival. They'll put on the mask and pretend that everything's all right when it's not. But these adaptives are meant purely for survival, and they're pretty good at their jobs. So I have a hard time recognizing when I'm being adaptive and when I'm actually self-regulated and in my wise self. So sometimes it helps to have an application like this where you can talk to it, pour your heart and soul into it and your full experience and say, this is what I'm experiencing. I think it's them. I think they did this. And it will call you back into the truth of this is what's happening for you. The goal here is to own it, not to gaslight yourself over it. You can journal. You can start to set internal boundaries. You know your limits. You know what you can handle and what you can't. But you don't control your partner with those boundaries. Instead, you just know how far you can go. And you might ask your partner to come to an agreement around, some of the things that work for you and some that work for them. And there may be things where you guys disagree, and that's okay. But agreements are created together. Boundaries are created internally. And when you self-gaslight, you diminish and dismiss your experience. And it's hard to own it and stand up to it and really look at it and heal it, honestly. To heal means to make whole. We want to return to that wholeness that we used to have. And when we heal something, we return it to its wholeness. So when we are triggered and our trauma wounds show up, it's a chance to really heal that, to be with it, not self-gaslight it. So when you know your boundaries and you know your limits, you can start to regulate within those limits yourself, not your partner. Because anytime you start bleeding on your partner, telling them what they can and can't do, telling them how they need to show up and support you emotionally when you get triggered, you're outsourcing the responsibility of your healing onto your partner, and they may be dealing with their own adaptives and not be in a space to be able to even support you. And then you see that as rejection, as dismissal, and that's just their own protectors showing up. So often our protectors, our adaptives, are communicating with other adaptives, and it's not a real connection. But the moment you start dismissing yourself, then it becomes a real problem. You start to discount your own sensations, your own experiences, and that's not what we're here to do. You really want to heal that. You've got to look at it. And you want to start using I statements. I am experiencing this. I notice that when you do this, this comes up in me. You never want to speak about yourself in the third person. Now, if you're trying to externalize it, you can speak about it temporarily in the second or third person, but you always want to move back to speaking from the I, because there's healing that happens when you speak in the first person. And so you want to get really good at speaking in I statements. I'm noticing this. I'm having this experience. When you do this, I notice this comes up in me. It's really taking ownership, and that I language brings the ownership back into you. Now, you might consider getting help, get a therapist involved, get an application involved, go through coaching. You know, these are all tools that can help you to really see where you're coming from. You're not broken, but you also don't need to self-gaslight in order to heal. That's not going to help it. And so love yourself, have compassion for yourself, step into it fully, know that you're valuable, and start taking ownership of your healing, because it really is your responsibility. No matter what your partner does or how they show up, that's their journey. That's not yours. And so don't discount your worth and value because of how a partner shows up. That's just a chance for you to go even deeper into your internal healing. So I love you. Thanks for watching today. Go make it a giant day, and I will see you in the next video.